This video is sponsored by Bloom Audio. Oh my god, I think I'm dying. What's wrong?
I didn't use Bloom Audio.
Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Can We Fix It? I'm your host, Walmart Bones. Today I'll be showing you guys 10 mastering troubleshooting tips. Having problems with the master you need to work on? Well, these are some things you can do to fix it that are a little bit out of the ordinary. A few of them might be ordinary, but I don't know. Let's say you're mastering a song and the vocals are getting a little bit lost in between the other instruments. What do? You could ask them to fix it in the mixdown, or there might be a little bit of things we could do in the mastering stage. One thing we could try is mid-side EQ. We can use this to clean up the vocals and or make the middle channel more audible. Vocals are typically in the middle channel and other instruments are typically at least somewhat panned, so that gives us somewhat of a divide when we use mid-side EQ. You can do subtractive EQ to one side and that should benefit the other side. Doing subtractive EQ to the sides is like doing additive EQ to the middle. So if the vocals are more focused in the middle, then it's like you're doing additive EQ more so to the vocals than the instrumental. Let's say you're mastering a song and there's a horn on the left side and the horn's way too loud. It only happens when the snare is not hitting, so that frequency range is clear. You could have a dynamic EQ that's also a stereo EQ that ducks only when the horn or the frequency in that area goes past a specific level. Another option with stereo EQ is that you could also change one side a little bit from the other to create a sort of dynamic to the master that gives it a little more of a stereo effect. I don't know if that's something you want to do all the time or ever though. Can't get your master loud enough? Let's say you're mastering a song and it's still one LUFS short of how loud you're trying to get it. If you have the stems, you can go into the mixdown and you can compress or limit everything a little bit. That'll give you more headroom in order to bring it up a little more. Or you could do a little bit extra compression beforehand before it hits the final limiter / maximizer. Let's say you're converting a 24-bit mixdown to a MP3. There's going to be some issues with that, right? You'd assume at least. One of the biggest issues you'll have is something known as quantization error, which sounds bad, but you can cover it up with this thing called dithering, which is a low-level noise. That's the best way I can explain it in layman's terms though. If your MP3 sounds fine without dithering, don't dither. How about that? That's a pretty fair thing to do, right? Let's say you have a song you're mastering and the bass and the kick aren't loud enough. You could try EQ it, that's one way, but if you want to do it in a way where you're not just making it louder, you can try something called multi-band compression. I know in my last video I said I died from multi-band compression, but it also can do some good too, besides killing me. Obviously this is something you only do when you don't have access to the mixdown, but essentially with multi-band compression you can separate the bands and then you can isolate just the kick and the bass that way, and you can compress it so that you can make it a little bit louder without actually making the song louder or the mixdown. Alright, let's say your song has an overpowering low end. Have you tried cutting out below 10 Hertz? Be careful though, obviously, just like the dithering. You can do a lot of damage quickly if you're inexperienced, unaware of what you're doing. So be careful. Don't hurt yourselves. Let's say the song starts to sound too bright. The highs are kind of overtaking your ears, making them hurt a little bit. Try rolling off the frequencies above 20 kilohertz. Obviously, use your ear while doing it though, just like with cutting out below 10 hertz. I mean, don't just cut blindly, like sort of fucking lunatic. Let's say you're mastering a song and something is getting canceled out, or you don't really notice it until you listen on your phone. or something else that's mono. Try going back to the mixdown and checking to see what instruments are getting canceled out by checking it in mono. Check each instrument in mono, check your whole mixdown in mono, but don't forget to put it back. Let's say you're mastering something and you can't get it loud enough. Have you tried using a different brand's limiter / maximizer? Different algorithms think differently. So test out devices from different companies. You never know, sometimes one will work better than the other. Not quite sure about your mixdown or your master? Try listening on multiple systems. This goes back to what I was saying earlier about the mono thing. The same song will sound different on different playback systems and through different streaming platforms. So make sure to check on everything if possible, if you have the time. And lastly, make sure to check out Bloom Audio Mixing and Mastering if you haven't. This is number 11. Okay, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys learned something about mastering troubleshooting, how to fix things in mastering, advanced mastering stuff. I don't know. At this point, I'm just plugging SEO keywords. Make sure to check out my Twitch. I stream Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. If you guys want to see a DJ set, like a live DJ set, let me know about that. I could try to do that on one of the beat making stream days. Check me out next time when I go away. Shout out to my patrons, you guys are awesome. You're now listening to Kick Clouds. The link to check out his music is down in the description. Try rolling off some of the frequencies above 20 hertz. Sorry, some of the frequencies above 20 hertz. That'd be all of the hertz.